The Kuria people may not have a common origin, although a number of clans claim to have come from Egypt. Kurian culture is an amalgam of several heterogeneous cultures. Among the Kuria are people who were originally from the Kalenjin, Maasai, Bantu and Luo-speaking communities. The Kuria people, also known as the Kuria, are a Bantu community in Tarim district of Mara region, in Tanzania and southern Kenya. Their homeland is bounded on the east by the Migori River, and on the west by the Mara River estuary. Traditionally a pastoral and farming community, the Kuria grow maize, beans and cassava as food crops, and coffee and maize as cash crops. The homeland of the Kuria is between the Migori River on the east and the Mara River estuary on the west, extending from Migori County in Kenya on the east to Musoma Rural District in Tanzania on the west. On the south, their land borders Trans-Mara District in Kenya and the Uruimi area of Tanzania. On the north is Lake Victoria, with a small corridor occupied by the Luo and other Bantu peoples. The Kuria are found in Kenya and Tanzania. In Kenya, they live in the Kuria East, headquartered in Kigonga, and Kuria West districts, headquartered in Kalenjin. In Tanzania, they live in Serengeti and Tarim districts, Musoma urban and rural districts, and Bunda district. The Kuria have recently settled in Tanzania's Mara region. Their neighbors are the Maasai, Kalenjin, the Kipsigis in western Trans-Mara, Ikoma, Luo and Suba. The Kuria are divided into several clans. Which live in Kenya and in Tanzania. In Kenya, there are 4 clans, the Abagumb, Aberge, Abanyabasi and Abakira. Tanzania has 13, the Abatemba, Ababarati, Abakira, Abamara, Simbit, Abanyabasi, Watabori, Abakunta, Wiga, Kaboi, Abakani, Abagumb and Wasweta, Abatimbaru, in addition to other minor clans. The Kuria are traditionally a farming community, primarily planting maize, beans and cassava as food crops. Cash crops include coffee and maize. The Kuria also keep cattle. Etymology, demographics and history. The name Kuria seems to have been applied to the whole group by early colonial chiefs, mainly to distinguish them from the other Luo peoples along the southern shore of Lake Victoria, who were known as Abasuba. According to major Kuria clan tradition, including the Abanyabasi, Abatimbaru, Abanyamongo, Abakira, Abareji, Abakani, Abanchari, and Abagumb. Their ancestor was Makuria. His descendants migrated from Misiri, and after many years of wandering along Lake Victoria they reached present-day Bukuria. According to this tradition, the Kuria have been divided into 2 families. Ancestor was Makuria. His descendants migrated from Misiri, and after many years of wandering along Lake Victoria they reached present-day Bukuria. According to this tradition, the Kuria have been divided into 2 families, the Abasai, from Makuria's elder wife, and the Abachuma, from his younger wife. In another view of the name's origin, between 1774 and 1858 Kuria people lived on Kuria Hill, north of the Mara River, in the Musoma district of present-day Tanzania. The region's inhabitants became known as Kuria people, after the hill, which evolved into Kuria Hill. During the colonial period, the Kenyan Kuria called themselves Abatant, after the Abatant clan in the Bagumb region. The Tanzanian Kuria continued to be known by their totems. Around the 1950s, the name Kuria gained wide usage. Mijikenda, Abaluia, and Kalenjin also became generally accepted as ethnic names. During the 1940s and 1950s, when they sought political recognition from Kenyan colonial authorities, the Kuria people may not have a common origin, although a number of clans claim to have come from Egypt. Kurian culture is an amalgam of several heterogeneous cultures. Among the Kuria are people who were originally from the Kalenjin, Maasai, Bantu and Luo-speaking communities between AD 1400 and 1800. During migrations into Kuria, the foundation was laid for Kuria cultural and political development. Early inhabitants of Bukuria were Bantu and Nilotic speakers, who brought their distinct cultures. The predominantly agricultural Banda came into contact with Nilotic pastoralists. This combined agriculture and pastoralism, with nomadic tendencies. Kuria agriculture resembles that of the Abagasi and Luo, and their cattle keeping is borrowed practices from the Maasai, Zanaki and Uruimi. Before the mass mobilization during the Ugandan-Tanzanian War, 1978–1979, though the Kuria were only about 1% of Tanzania's population. They made up over 50% of its soldiers. Then President Julius Nyerere was from that tribe. Following the power and plunder of war, their post-war return to comparatively humble civilian life, heavily armed, led to crime, intercommunal violence, and power shifts. In particular, it exacerbated the widespread, long-standing Kuria tradition of cattle thefts and raids, which, in modern times, has expanded into widespread, intense, organized and commercial criminal activity, and concurrent vigilantism. The 2006 Kuria population was estimated at 909,000. With 608,000 living in Tanzania and 301,000 in Kenya. Anthropological research in 2012 estimated the population of the Kuria in Kenya at about 650,000, and the Tanzanian population at about 700,000. The Kuria people were primarily pastoralists during the pre-colonial era. The Kenyan Kuria lean towards crop production, and the Tanzanian Kuria tend towards pastoralism. Culturally, the Kuria people practice circumcision for both male and female until today, considering modern practices. Subscribe to this channel, comment and press the notification bell to enable you get more updates as we upload more content based on our research. Thank you for watching.